desire, hold your gun, caught the wire. Aim for desire, hold your gun, caught the wire. Aim for desire, hold your gun, caught the wire. Aim for desire. I've been flying up the ceiling, taken by this feeling. Maybe we're invincible at last. Fueling every engine, power is descending. Maybe we're invincible. Hold your gun, got the wire. Aim for fire, we're the lights of fire. I've been flying up the ceiling, taken by this feeling. Maybe we're invincible. Hold your gun, caught the wire. Aim for desire, hold your gun, caught the wire. Aim for desire, hold your gun, caught the wire. Aim for desire, hold your gun, caught the wire. Aim for desire. I've been flying off the ceiling, taken by this feeling. Baby, we're invincible.
Good morning, OTWP Mag. How's everybody doing this morning? I just really have been watching things, and I want to talk right above my head. Like let's really talk about prepping. There's so many things that we could get wrapped up in, like the news. Oh my gosh, there's a water rush. The water's, in a drastic situation. Look at this. I got curls on my head. What the heck is going on? I guess that's what happens when you don't comb your hair for 23 months or something. I think I'm on 23 months. Good morning, Dustin. Good morning, Country Prepper 19. I want to talk about real basic things because I think so many people get overwhelmed when they start thinking, you know what, I really need to pull my head out of the sand or my head out of, as we used to say in the Navy, this was the sign. I'm going to teach you all the sign. you take your fist and put it into your palm, and it's pull out, and this means pull your head out of your ass. I did that once to an officer. He didn't think it was very funny, but he wouldn't listen to me on the runway, and so I decided I would tell him a thing or two. So I gave him the stop sign and stop your plane right now, buddy. And he still didn't want to listen. So I finally had to tell him to pull his head out of his ass. And see, a lot of us get stuck in stupid. We get stuck in stupid. And, we get stuck on, oh, I'm going to just prep water, water, water. Oh, nope, I'm just prepping ammo. I'm prepping weapons. That's all I'm prepping. And then uh, the thing that happens, right, is a real SHTF or a real bad situation happens. And folks, we're screwed, blued, and tattooed, as we used to say in the Navy. And you don't want to be screwed, blued, and tattooed. Maybe the first, but not the second two. Okay. But, it's funny to me. If you go to certain prepping channels, all they talk about is one thing. The only thing they'll talk about is the news, news, news. The only thing they'll talk about is the Second Amendment. There's so much involved in really being prepared and getting your family prepared. I mean, it's really our insurance policy for safety, right? For safety. So I really think that, this is the time of the year that we can get out and we can start going out in the communities and the neighborhoods. A lot of towns have these citywide yard sales, estate sales, thrift shopping, the farmers markets opening back up. There's such a large array of getting prepared and really getting prepared. Like not just talking the shit, but walking the walk. A lot of people want to talk the talk, but they don't want to walk the walk. They don't want to show their skills, and all they want to do is bitch and complain. I mean, let's face it. There's a big difference between being a watcher and a doer. There's a big difference between walking around bitching and complaining and actually putting your boots on the ground and doing something. And so today I want to talk about some basic things that you really should have, ways that you can find them. And this is the time. I'm telling you, I've found so many good things at thrift stores, at yard sales. And when you go yard selling, these really should be in your top 10 that you're really looking for, right? And these are basic hurricane lamps, camping equipment, candles. You can find canners. We actually found what's that real popular canner? One of the ladies helped me. I don't know about all the food crap too much. That's Dragonflies, and it's nice to have a team. But me and Dragonflies have also been addressing that. What happens if something happens to her, right? What happens if something happens to her and I don't understand canning, right? So she's teaching me about canning, and yes, All American Tab P. Thank you. It's an All American. I actually found one of those. I should have bought it. I didn't, and I regret it because now Dragonflies wants an All American. So y'all know how much that's going to set me back. It was an All American, Lenora. Good morning, everybody. But you can find these things. You can find these things at different yard sales. Flashlights. You can find knives, really nice knives. And people remember this is also going to start tuning in on your bartering skills or your negotiation skills. And negotiation is really important. Good morning, Georgie. Negotiating. Somebody says, "Hey, I want $20 for this." Come back with something else. Learn the skills of negotiation. Many people have not ever really negotiated for nothing. You walk into a store, it says $25, you grab it and you go. I think that tuning in right now, especially tuning in that skill of bartering and negotiating is so important. I told this story over on Off the Wall Prepper probably a year and a half ago. I went to a big antique swap special event market, right? So I had this old table, and this guy walks up and he just fell in love with it. You could tell by the way he was looking at it. And he said, "Would you consider doing some horse trading with me?" And I said, "Depends what it is." He goes, "I really want that table." I said, "Okay." So he goes to his truck, he comes back, and he has oh gosh dang it. I'm drawing blanks this morning, y'all. That's what happens when you have PTSD. Sometimes you draw blanks. He had a really nice chainsaw. I'm talking top of the line chainsaw. And he's like, but I don't think it works. And I said, well, let me look at it. And West Texas, how you doing? Dubsy Daisy, hello. Sherry, good morning. Um, I was under the weather, Sherry. I had two teeth extracted that were very, very infected. But and I haven't been doing a lot of morning broadcasts, but I'm bringing back morning broadcasts because I don't go to work. Even when the 4 days that I do work, I don't go to work till 12 Central Time, 12:30. Um, but he brings out. It was a steel. That's what it was. It was a steel chainsaw. I couldn't draw the name for nothing. So he brings a steel chainsaw, and he wants that table. And I'm thinking, well, if it works or it doesn't work, maybe I can go through it and get it to work. So I was like, sure. I had about $5 into that table. Excuse me. On his story. Um, on his story. So I trade him for it. He leaves. I go get some cleaner. I spray down in that chainsaw, fill it up with some gas, and started right up. See, he didn't take the time. And I felt, wow, he got this table. He wanted it so bad. I got a steel chainsaw for a trade. For a trade. And most of you know that's a good trade right there, okay? I'm glad to see everybody. Good morning, Elaine. So the other thing is you can find canning jars. You also can look on Fakey Book, on Marketplace. Dragonflies literally found cases and cases of ball canning jars on Fake Book. Some new, some used. The old ones, the blues, and some of those, if you educate yourself, you can turn around and pull those out of your stash that you just bought and sell them for way more money on eBay. Some of those jars sell for big money. Then you can take that money and turn it into more preps, right? Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. But what I did with the delay tab, I didn't need it at the time. We were traveling on the RV, so I turned around and sold it for $150. Yeah, So I flip things for money sometimes too. Um, but you can find a lot of manual tools, right, at yard sales. And remember, like some of those old rusty ones, I have like old wood pallet mallets. I have old saws and things like that when they built real stuff. And where do you find them at? Estate sales, yard sales, things of that sort. So, that's a good resource to get out and prep and to prep things that you need. Maybe make that list of I really need a few more tools. I really need a couple good saws. I really could use some pinning nails. I could, whatever it may be. But you need to get organized too, and that's really important. It's really important to get organized. We have 3 or 4 different books, and we've shown them before. I'll show them again. 3 ring notebooks, and we separate it up into different types of preps. And by doing that, it keeps you focused on, hey, I'm lacking in this situation. So let me get out there and do something. Yeah. Oh yeah, they are, Brandy. I think the old fashioned tools are the best because of the way they made them. Some of the tools I have, literally, folks, are from the early 1900s. And I've been offered big money for them, and I will not sell them. I have rakes, I have hatchets, I have an axe. I have an axe that's probably dated back to 1920 or 1930, and it is the best thing. Only bad thing about it is the wood handle started to split. Good old duct tape, and I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. But you can also find those kitchen tools, and I think that we have gotten so comfortable in society and the way that we have things, right? Go to the kitchen, grab the electric can opener, and it's open and it's done. Y'all, we need manual stuff. We need manual stuff. And I'll tell you what, with the way the supply chain is crumbling in front of us, right? The more it crumbles, the more we're going to realize that we need some of this old school stuff. And you can get, your kitchen tools. You should have a grinder. You should have a manual coffee grinder. You should have a French press. Things like that are gonna when you're wanting that cup of coffee and all shit's broke loose and you don't have no way to get a cup of coffee, you're gonna be an a-hole. But we do have a lot of a-holes in the chat. But you know what I mean, folks. We're gonna have people melting down over nicotine, alcohol, beer, tobacco. And I'm not saying if you're not on point with your prepping, or if you're new to prepping, I'm not telling you to go buy things to barter with. A lot of prepping channels will say, "Hey, go buy this, go buy that," to barter with. No, bullshit. Okay, bullshit. Don't go waste your money on buying stuff you never use to use it as a bartering tool, because what'll happen is the preps that you have. Maybe you're extreme in first aid. Maybe you're extreme in tools. Maybe you're extreme in ammo or Second Amendment things, whatever it may be. Like, maybe just for example, let me pop down this screen real quick because I do want to show some stuff this morning that I've picked up and I think is important to have around. So yes, I'm sitting here in the cabin. So I'm going to talk about this a minute. You may have 72 gun cleaning kits, right? This is one of my backup gun cleaning kits. Now, if for some reason I go a long period of time and I don't use this, right? And we have a SHTS, or a total collapse, then I would consider trading this for something. And somebody could find this very valuable, right? So you don't want to go and just say, I'm going to go buy this just to prep with. Oh, I got a mess. Dragonfly's going to yell at me back here. I got a mess. Hold on. Let me try to make it a little nicer so that y'all aren't just like, oh, okay, all right, okay, okay. Throw that over to the animals. Oh, I hit Willow in the head. Oops. But those things are really important. She is gonna yell at me, y'all. She's gonna yell at me. She's gonna be like, "Why'd you go live and it looks like crap back behind you?" Okay, I got it. I got it. I got it. Books. I really believe in books. I think books and maps and atlas, those things are going to help you so much, because we have become so reliant on technology, right? So I didn't mean to, George. She went right back to sleep. She's good. She's all good. Um, those things are going to help you a lot. How many of you really didn't start prepping? And be honest. Be honest. We're not going to judge you. We're not here to do that. Tamara, don't make me feel bad now. How many of you, let's be honest in the chat. Poor Willow. Okay. All right. I want you to be totally honest right now, because I need to know this about you so that I could help you more, or so that we could go into more in depth things, right? So, how many of you in the chat really never prepped, never really thought about it until 2019? If you're really new to prepping, or you feel like you're really new to prepping, or you feel like you really just need to learn everything and anything, hit a one. Hit a one if you feel like you're at that stage in prepping. And there is different stages, and it's not bad. I mean, I'm happy. This is really getting on my nerves here. What is going on? Okay, hold on. That's good, Tab. And I think the thing is, and I'm saying this from my heart, right, folks, is that it's so important. Me and Dragonflies, we're in a different situation. We have been prepping forever. Like, I've been prepping since I was a kid. Dragonflies has been prepping since a kid. Why? Because we were brought up in families that were very aware of the NWO, very aware of what was going to happen someday. And see, they thought it would happen in our lifetime. And my mom, and Dragonfly's mom, rest her soul, my dad, they were right, right? They were right, because we're seeing it more and more and more, and we're living in it. So I think that we can't. I'm glad that y'all are being honest, because you're being honest with yourself, not just with the chat. You're being honest with yourself, and it's really important. Like, I remember back in the early '80s, and that was my wake up call. I just got out in the Navy, and got broke into. And I speak of that situation a lot because that was my real wake up call as a young teenager. I was 18, 19. Uh, as a teenager on my own, that I realized how important it was. I realized that sitting in your side of your house, that sometimes you get real comfy and you get so comfortable that you think that everything is hunky dory and safe. And then when something drastic happens and it's in your face, right? In your face, that's when you realize I need to step up and do some things, right? Because when somebody is at the edge of your bed, that's a wake up call, folks. This is really driving me crazy. I just got a haircut and it looks like, okay, let me get off my hair. But those things make you really realize that it could happen anywhere, anytime. And the SHTF for you doesn't have to be the total collapse of society, right? It could be anything, folks. It could be from a hurricane. Stop it, Tamra. I usually Tamra, stop. Okay. Now I'm gonna have to go off camera just so I can comb my hair. First time in 24 months. See, I try to push myself. That's another prep, right? But it is so important that each one of us looks in the mirror and go, you know what, this is where I'm at in my prepping. I really don't know a lot about prepping, whatever it may be, but you need to recognize it with yourself and with your family. If you're the head of your family, if you are the head of your family, be it if you're a man or a woman, but you're the head of the family, isn't it your responsibility? Isn't it your responsibility to protect your loved ones? Isn't it your responsibility to make sure that your children are safe, tucked in at night? Isn't it your responsibility to be able to feed your kids? Right? We have to really break down prepping to that basic of terms because it's so important. Um, getting several boxes. I've talked about this. I love prepping on the cheap. Hey, Mama Freddie, I love prepping on the cheap. We have boxes and boxes of wood matches. We also, every time I go to a gas station to fill up, and I've said this, it's prepping on the cheap. You ask them, hey, do you have a book of matches? And sometimes they'll just set them up there and you can grab 3, 4, 5 of them, right? Don't be a greedy a hole, but get some free stuff every time you go out to eat. And they have those mints sitting on the counter and you're like, nah, I don't want a mint. Get a mint, get 2 or 3 mints and start filling up plastic gallon bags of free stuff, free candy, free matches, right? Free napkins, free condiments, free plastic utensils. Those things, we have bags and bags of them. We have gallon sized bags of mustard, ketchup, mayo, salt, pepper, sugar, creamer. Free. Free is good, right? Because as we see the crunch financially, free is good. The other thing that I can't stress enough is everybody should have some Sharpies and you should have these in your get home bag, your bug out bag, your vehicles, wherever. And there's a lot of reasons to have Sharpies. And it's cheap, it's easy. But when you're doing your food system, first in, first out, it's very important to be marking those cans. I was playing with Brandy F the other night, and I told her that I picked up some 1970s canned food for 5 cents a can, and I was going to buy cases for everybody here in the chat. I just thought it was nice. Now, when you open up the can, it is a little yellow and moldy and stuff, but you just scoop that off and just go ahead and dig in. It's okay. Somewhat. Will you stop, Tamara, with the hair thing? Okay, stay safe, Kentucky, on the streets out there, man. Stay safe. Another thing that's a good prep, you can still pick them up, a buck 25, at the dollar store. Folks, get some Vaseline. There's a lot of reasons, okay? Get some Vaseline, some petroleum jelly. Great fire starters, skin, lips, hair. There's a lot of things that you can do with, oh, hold on, hair. Yeah, just, oh, this one's full of cotton balls. Hold on, hold on, hold on. There. Put a little Vaseline in your hair. Okay, now I'm good. It looks a lot better. But good morning, Betty. Get some Vaseline. There's a lot of reasons for to have it, uh, and it really does. It works great on hair. It works great on skin, and you never and like this one is a fire starter one. You see all the cotton balls in there. So this is my fire starter one that Dragonflies handed off to me. It's very important that you mark your cans, like RCX is saying, and mark your water, and use the first in, first out system. It's really important. And what if something happens to you, and you've done all these preps right for your kids, and they're looking at stuff and they're going, "Is this stuff good, or is it old, or is it from the 1980s? When is this from?" And by them seeing that date, they're going to be like, "I could still eat this." See, if we're really prepping and we're really caring about our families, it's really important to do those steps. Not just for us, because we probably know, if we're using first in, first out, we're going to rotate through our pantries and we're going to use stuff as needed. The other thing is to have some type of good knives, good knives. They don't have to be expensive, y'all. I will suggest this, and I'll suggest it because me and Dragonflies both have them. This Gerber, and I'll tell you why. One on the back, I've shown this before. There's signaling, so that if you don't know signaling, you can learn it. You can also the signaling can apply to smoke and smoke signals, literally, right? But the other cool thing is right here on the end of it. You see that? Let me see. So it's a good fixed blade knife. It's very durable. It's a very durable knife. It's a Gerber. It has, the little clip. We're changing these out. We're going to change these out. I like to have paracord 550 wherever I can, so we're going to add that. But the other cool thing is there's the ferro rod is right there, right? So you can pull the ferro rod out, and if you unhook it, there you go on the back. So there's a lot of things with this little Gerber, and it wasn't very expensive. I think Dragonflies actually bought these for us. That's when you know you have a good prepping wife, right? Is that she's buying you fixed blade knives. Just like for her Christmas present, what did I buy her? I bought her a 999, right? Right, I bought her a nine. Um, good little good knife, and it's important. And then this is when I was selling knives, Dragonflies had a real fancy knife, and she was like, she seen this one and she wanted it. So I made her trade me. So I got her knife, I sold it, and I gave her this one. But it's a dual. Um, it's really nice too because she has two. It has a double set of knives, and there's one there and one here. I really like this one because this is a good little knife to use if you're cleaning fish. You can use it, right? I need to clean up her blades. I've been messing with her knife too much. My knives are all out in the storage, which y'all know what that looks like. Dragonflies and me both have this, and I'm not going to set it off because it drives the dogs crazy. But this one was recommended to me by a sheriff, and it'll do a number on you. It's called a 704. It will do a number on you. It's a 704. But the nice thing about it, as you can see right there, is on the very end there is a flashlight. So that is really nice because you have the flashlight and you have the zapper all in one. We keep one by the front door, the back door, and in the vehicles, along with pepper spray. You also have a handy dandy belt hoop right here, so you can carry it around on your belt, which is nice. Um, One other thing that I want to talk about, if you don't have them, you can pick these up really, really cheap. If you go into Harbor Freight or somewhere like that, they have these sharpening stones, right? They have these sharpening stones. Everybody needs some way to sharpen your tools, some way to sharpen your axes, your hatchets, things like that. And when we really break down things into basics, it's very important to think old school, manual. I know, y'all. We would rather have electric, but manual is going to help you in so many ways. It is going to help you so many ways. Um, this. I have a couple pairs. These are our actual. These are our range glasses. So when we're practicing, we do wear range glasses just to protect our eyes, just in case you never know. But these weren't too expensive. I think they were like $8 or $10, something like that. Not very expensive. And one thing I can say that you probably don't have enough of is batteries. We buy them by the boxes, by the cases. I literally have like two cases of pretty much every size battery except AAA and AAA and double A's. We have to replenish those. We also have a battery daddy. But those things, really getting down to basics is so important. And also remember, you can get a lot of good deals if you buy stuff in bulk. Look for those places where you can buy in bulk because that could save you some serious money. I think also, folks, with what we're seeing happen right now on the East Coast around Philadelphia, grocery stores are being wiped out from with this water situation. Yeah, I think it's really important that we all step up our game in water, um, because if you don't have water, you can only go so many days, and you're not going to make it. That's it. It's done. So it's really important to step up your game when it comes to water, storing water. Um, I would suggest getting a water bob, like that I gave one out one Christmas, 2 Christmases ago, and also, good morning, dragonflies. Also, to actually have liter bottles, gallons, collapsible gallons, all those things, right? That it would be really, really important to have water. All right, if anybody has any questions, because it seems like there's a lot of you, more than I thought, that are really new to prepping. If you have any questions at this time, put Q or put the fire emoji. If one of my mods could drop the featured channels, I'd appreciate it. But also, if you want to ask a question, either put Q and put all in capitals the question, or put the fire emoji and the question. I would like to open it up to Q&A to people that are new, that are thinking, okay, I really don't know how to do this, or this really worries me, because I want to talk about this a minute, but I'm going to pick up the questions too in the chat. Um, I want to talk about this. I think that managing stress and managing, thank you, Beth D. Yeah, if you use that emoji, uh, that would be great. And then you could say your question, or we are going to start allowing all capitals because I don't think I'm bringing Nightbot back. Okay. I kicked Nightbot out. I don't want no bots. I like it because it drops links, but that's what we got mods for, right? Um, or you can use Q and all capitals to uh, to to type out a question, and I'll try to answer each one of them this morning. But I think handling stress, right? Handling stress and preparedness. I think that as you run around on YouTube or other social media platforms, you're going to get stressed out. Good morning, Goblin. You're gonna stress yourself out. You really are. I mean, there's no doubt about it. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh, this channel's telling me I need to buy this. This channel's telling me I can't do that. This channel's telling me this. Every single person has their own preparedness journey. Okay, we all have our own preparedness journey. And that being said, there is no rights, there's no wrongs, and I really don't care what somebody says. I really believe that each of us are at a different stage in preparedness. And it is one of those things, right, folks, that you have to evaluate your situation. You may have a disabled person, you may have an elder, you may have somebody, a neighbor, or somebody like that you are prepping for. Space is an easy one to solve. Easy, easy, folks. Even when me and Dragonflies were on a 36-foot RV traveling, we still were prepping. You have to utilize your space on your walls. We have this cabin's small. This cabin is small. It's a one bedroom, no closets. we had to learn to utilize space. And utilizing space means using your walls. We have cast iron hung on the walls. We have washboards hung on the walls. We have cooking utensils hung on the walls. We have our pots and pans hanging from the ceiling. So you have to just learn where the space is at. Underneath your bed, underneath your bed, a queen size bed, you figure, what is it? I don't know the exact measurements, but underneath your bed, you get the plastic totes that slide on wheels, or just plastic totes. Put them under there. We have pasta in those. We have jellies in those, jams. We have canned food in those. And you have to figure out how to do that. Space should not be an obstacle. It really should not be an obstacle. No matter if you're in a one bedroom apartment or a townhouse or a condo, whatever. There's so many ways to do that. Yeah, yeah, you can RCX. You can get there's stackables, 5-gallon buckets. Tamara, we only drop the featured channels now. Okay, just so you know, you have to go to the channel, and on the channel there's featured channels. We only drop those channels in the chats now. Nobody else's links. Just so you know, each month there'll be 10 to 12 featured channels, and those are the ones that we drop. They're active participants in our channel, and we kind of pick them out. Just so you know, thank you. Uh, the other thing, yes, Dustin, that's a good idea too. You can get bed risers where you lift up your bed, but like right now, behind this love seat, behind the couch, we have bottles and bottles of water, right? Bottles of water. We have totes that we have slid in sideways that are filled with pastas. So there's a lot of different ways. A lot of different ways. What ate through your plastic totes? Mice? Oh, you, Betsy, stop it. You're kidding, right? Hold on. Betty, 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 you're silly. And if you really did have a squirrel eat into your preps, outside storage, I would suggest the old metal coolers. Pick up a metal cooler inside of it, or ammo cans, the large ammo cans. Those are a good way to do it too. Anybody else? Elaine said every room is prepped. Yep. Yeah, mice will eat through plastic totes. But what you can do too is get mesh wiring, put mesh wiring around it, like chicken wire, and then around the tote, depending on where you're storing them out. That's a big thing. Depending on where you're storing them at. There's a lot of preventatives though for mice. Anybody else have anything? Sage leaves. Yeah, peppermint oil. Oh, oh, Mama Freddy. We put bay leaves in our plastic buckets too. That's what Dragonflies is saying. Mama Freddy. Yeah, we got mice in the ceiling, um, but now we got cats, and now we got more baby cats. I want to see the baby kittens, y'all. I really want to see the baby kittens. Get a fat cat. No, get a skinny cat that needs to eat a lot. Remaining remnant. You're so backwards, remaining remnant. I swear. Remaining remnant. Where did you come from? What state do you live in? Oh, remaining remnant. You don't. You want a skinny cat, not a fat cat. You want a skinny cat that's hungry. Oh God. Only remaining remnant. Yeah, you want a cat that's a prepping cat. Don't get one of those weenie cats that you got to get a prepping cat. Oh my gosh. Please get a prepping cat. All right, it is Monday morning, and hold on a minute, folks. We're going to get ready to close it down here because I want to spend some of my day off with Dragonflies. We have trivia tonight. If you have a birthday in March or April, please go to the community page and say that's my birthday month. Um, and you'll find out tonight why. Oh, you never know what Off the Wall Prepper is going to do, so you might want to get involved in that. Go to the community page. Go to the community page often. I post all different kinds of things. Okay, let me see here. Well, boy, this is. I'm so sick of advertisements. Everywhere you look, it's like full of advertisements. Oh, Rhonda, that's brutal, man. It's brutal, but it works. A woman has one well-fed cat that cares less about rats, right? Passamaquoddy. Okay, make sure you go on the community page and post that that's your birthday month, okay? OTWP has a special surprise tonight. Trivia, 7 p.m., I believe. Happy birthday, Passamaquoddy. We're gonna play Is Remaining Remnant Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? No, last time we played that game, y'all, it was a disaster. Nobody was smarter than a fifth grader. We all looked stupid, and no, I'm not doing that to us. Huh? Later. I'm off today. Remember, I might go in and do some stuff, but I'm off today. Today is my day off, even though I was off all last week. It is my day off. I'm gonna play a song. I'm gonna get out of here. It seems like y'all preppers got your stuff together. Oh, well, happy anniversary, baby. 20 years. Wow. You're welcome, Pascal McQuaddy. Happy birthday. Where's Scan Family? Has Scan Family been to this channel yet, y'all? Has Scan been here? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I'm glad we started this channel when we did, or we might have lost the whole OTWP mag over this BS that happened. Electronic rat traps. All right, y'all. I'm gonna play a song and I'm gonna get out of here. I don't know where Carol's at. If anybody sees Carol, let's try to check in on her. Maybe I'll send her an email, make sure she's okay. Vanning with Eight is out there doing the dang thing. Um, okay, there's still a lot of folks missing. That's for sure. Yeah, well, that happened yesterday, and now there's the big rush. I haven't seen Carol in a while, y'all. Like at least a week. If anybody sees Carol out and about in the YouTube world, just let her know that we're thinking about her. Dustin, glad to see you, man. Remember, folks, it does really help the channel. I know y'all are tightwads, but can we get a couple memberships here at the end of the month? Um, like, I hope you come back to the mag. I hope you rejoin the mag. By it helps with the music, it helps with the programming, it helps just for all the time that I put in. It really does help, and I hope that some of you come back as a member. We've had a lot of gifted memberships, but I really hope that maybe you would just say, you know what, I need to support the mag and I need to help support the channel because a lot of my stuff now is not monetized, and that's by choice because I think it's there's too much crap going on, and I want to keep bringing things to you. We are going to have a couple news breaks over on OTWP TV News this week, um, so please, Betty, thank you, Betty. Thank you very much for the gifted membership. I'm hoping to see some people just come forward and say, you know what, let me get more actively involved in the OTWP and let me help support the channel, and that would be wonderful. I appreciate the gifted memberships, but I also really appreciate it when I see you all saying, hey, you know what, I want to be a member because I know that OTWP really works hard for the channel, and I do, and I always will as long as we keep standing. So I'm going to play a song. We're going to get out of here. I hope everybody has a good day. For you new preppers, keep it basic, keep it simple. Old philosophy, KISS, keep it simple, silly, right? It used to be keep it simple, stupid when people weren't such puffs. Um, it does. I don't. Oh, Dustin got it. Dustin got it, Betty. It just came through. Thank you very much for the gifted membership, and I hope that each and every one of you keep doing the legwork. Play a couple songs. We'll get out of here. I'll see y'all tonight at trivia. This is in remembrance tonight of Chicken Prepper. Chicken Prepper will always ride with the OTWP mag, and God bless each and every one of you. Welcome back to the mag, Dustin. Dustin was a member forever and ever and ever. So, also, I really, really appreciate all the purchases that y'all have been doing over on the website. If one of my mods could drop the website, otwpsurvival.com, I'd appreciate it. Let's get out of here. Everybody have a great day. God bless.
Take everything we got, give it an honest shot, turning it on and off, we've been sliding, riding the highest dream, keeping the fire real, I call for you. Hold your gun, cut the wire, aim for fun, with a light your fire. I've been flying up the ceiling, taken by this feeling, maybe we're invisible at last. Fueling every engine, power is descending, baby we're invisible. Over the coming days, let's cut to the chase. We're gonna beat this maze, let's go deeper. I wanna reach it all, taking a leap or fall, I'll get to you. Hold your gun, cut the wire, aim for fun, with a light to fire. I've been flying up the ceiling, taken by this feeling, maybe we're invisible at last. Fueling every engine, power is descending, baby we're invisible. Hold your gun, cut the wire, aim for fun, with a light to fire. I've been flying up the ceiling, taken by this feeling, baby we're invisible. I've been flying off the ceiling, and maybe we're invisible. Hold your gun, caught the wire, aim for desire. Hold your gun, caught the wire, aim for desire. Hold your gun, caught the wire, aim for desire. Hold your gun, caught the wire, aim for desire. I've been flying up the ceiling, taken by this feeling, maybe we're invisible at last. Fueling every engine, power is descending, baby we're invisible. Hold your gun, cut the wire, aim for fun, with a light to fire. I've been flying up the ceiling, taken by this feeling, baby we're invincible. Hold your gun, cut the wire, aim for desire. Hold your gun, cut the wire, aim for desire. Hold your gun, cut the wire, aim for desire. Hold your gun, cut the wire, aim for desire. I've been flying off the ceiling, taken by this feeling, baby we're invincible.